on with us in time for the summer. And after great heart searching, here are the 6 lucky ladies we've finally chosen. So thanks to all of you who wrote in, and please do join us in our fight against the flab over the next 3 months. Well, my 6-star slimmers are going to shed their loads with the help of a special diet and exercise programme. But now for the moment of truth, because, as you can see, here are the scales. But ladies, I hope I give you hope, because I actually slimmed down from a size 14 to a size 10 2 years ago, and I'm keeping it off with a healthy diet. So good luck to the ladies here. Well, first of all, this is Brenda Hayes. Brenda, do come forward. Now, Brenda, in your letter you said you showed goats.
Yes.
You actually, are you a farmer?
No, it's just a hobby, yes.
And the thing that you said in your letter was you were very embarrassed standing in the ring showing the goats wearing a white coat.
That's right. White does nothing at all for outsized ladies, as you know. And if the goat happens to be a kid, about 2 months old, you're towering above it, you know, and you just feel as if you're on show as well as a goat.
Well, here's to you showing the goats and looking wonderful very soon. The moment of truth for you, Brenda. Up we go. And what are we on? 16 stone. Well, we can't lie with the scales, can we? Brenda, 16 stone, 7. 6. Let us say 6. Brenda, thanks very much.
Right.
Gladys, where are you from, Gladys?
I'm from Romford.
From Romford.
Yes.
And you call yourself in your letter a foodaholic.
Yes, I am. I eat everything in sight.
Do you have children?
Yes, 2.
Is that something to do with it?
Yes, I keep, I steal their sweets. I've even eaten out the I freeze sort of frozen biscuits, and I'll take them up in my bedroom and I'll eat them on the quiet as well.
Right, so we have to control your naughty nibbling habits.
That's
right, up you get, Gladys. If you like to see from the scales, 19.
Yes.
So we've got quite a bit to lose
Yes.
there. Well,
Yes.
we'll see to it, Gladys. Lovely. Janice. Now, Janice wrote a lovely letter. She said what she actually does is every Monday she starts a diet, but by Monday evening her diet is gone, and she's been doing this for the past 7 years. Janice, we'll pretend, although today is Friday, today is Monday. How's that? Have you got children?
Yes, got a little dog.
And is that encouraging you to eat rather like Gladys does?
Yes.
Well, here's your moment of truth, Janice, and thanks for coming. How are we doing? Let's up we go on the scales. Ooh, 13 stone 4. Right, not too bad, eh? So here's hope for you too. It's at 13 stone 4. Thanks very much, Janice. Doreen, where are you from?
Norfolk.
From Norfolk. You near the Norfolk Broads?
Yes, quite near.
You say you suffer from stress, and
Yes.
you're one of these stress eaters.
Yes.
How did that come about?
Well, if I get worried, I've got 4 children and lots of grandchildren, I just go to the cupboard, you see, and I nibble.
So you do a lot of comforting,
Oh,
you see?
yes.
And of course you've been under a lot of stress lately, haven't you?
Yes, I lost my mother a month ago, and
so-
I nursed her, and of course I just put weight on.
Right,
Yeah.
well, now you're going to take weight off.
Yes, hope so.
Let's see how you're doing. And that's 12 stone. And you also said in your letter, am I too old?
Yes.
No, you certainly aren't.
Oh,
it's
nice
never,
to
never
know.
too old to start. Lovely, thanks. Susan. Another one with children. In fact, all our ladies are mums like myself, and I know the problems of going to the cupboard. So your baby's only 7 months, isn't she? Where are you from?
East Ham.
From East Ham. Oh, not too far from the studios. Well, up we get. What would we say that is? 16 stone 6. Are you heavier now than you've ever been?
Yeah.
So you didn't, after your pregnancy, actually lose any at all? You just gained?
No,
and
I just gained more. I put on 4 stone while I
Right.
was pregnant, and then just carried on putting
So
it on.
that's 16 stone 6. Right, Susan, thanks very much indeed. So that's 16 stone 6. Right, Maureen, our last of our lovely 6 ladies. Maureen, how many children have you got?
I've got 2.
Maureen, in fact, in 1978 was a carnival queen, weren't you? And you have a very special reason for wanting to be one of our 6 ladies, don't you?
Yes, it's the 21st anniversary this year, and they've asked me to go back into the carnival, or, you know, to sort of celebrate the 21st anniversary.
How much did you weigh when you were a carnival queen?
8.5 stone.
Well, shall we find out how much you are now? Now, when is the actual carnival that you're going to take part in?
It's in June.
In June, so we've just got a couple of months because
Yes,
we'll be
yes.
looking forward to meeting the ladies throughout the next 3 months. Let's see what we can get you down for in time for the carnival. So you're just under 15 stone. That's 14 stone, 13. Lovely. Where are you from?
Crumpsall in Manchester.
Manchester. Lovely. Well, ladies, I think one of the problems that really came across in your letters was that we all, when we're very down and depressed, turn to what we call comfort eating. We eat because we're feeling fat and we get depressed, and then because we're depressed, we open the cupboards and eat all over again. We're rather enclosed in this terrible syndrome. So to try and find out how we can cope with that, we have Dr. Margaret Ashwell, who's principal of the Good Institute Housekeeping, who's been studying, welcome Margaret, you've been studying this for the last 16 years and researching into how you can help overweight ladies.
Yes, that's right, Lizzie, yes.
What would be the first advice you would give to them now you know how heavy they are? We've all heard of slimming clubs. What's the first thing they can do?
Well, the first thing is to work out why you want to lose weight. I mean, the last lady we spoke to has got a very obvious reason, the carnival. But they've all got children, and I think a lot of people want to actually do things with their children, you know, be happy going swimming, going along to school, etc.
Would you say, after all your research, you haven't met one fat person that's actually happy to be fat?
Well, most are not happy, yes.
Right, right. What about the slimming clubs?
Yes, I think they're a wonderful thing. You know, they, during the last, 15 years or so, they really have gone from strength to strength.
Do you think one of the first things that people should do if they are quite heavily overweight is go and see their doctor?
I think so, yes.
And hopefully he will give advice on diet?
Yes, that's always a good start, yes.
Right. We're going to be meeting a dietitian next week who will actually put them on a particular diet. What about problems with when you've been dieting for the first 4 weeks and you seem to lose a great deal of weight and suddenly it levels out and nothing is happening? Why does that happen? Because we all lose heart then.
Well, that's right. This is perfectly normal, and if you know it, it's best. It's because you lose water in the first couple of weeks or so, as well as fat. And then after that, it's just fat, which is bound, therefore, to go slower than when you're losing water.
Do you set yourself a target weight? Should these ladies actually say, look, I want to lose 4 stone, 5 stone? Should they say in so many months' time, I want to be 10 stone or 9 stone? Do you advise that?
Yes, but I think you should talk in terms of short-term targets. I don't, you know, I think the lady who's 19 stone should talk in terms of a short-term target rather than talking about 9 stone. I think she should think about 16 to begin with, and then after that, take it in easy steps. That's the best way to do it.
In a moment, we'll be finding out in detail the diet they're following with Dr. Margaret Ashwell, who we met last week. But first, Brenda Hayes has joined us. Brenda has come up from Dorset again. Now, this time last week, you weighed
16 stone 6.
Right, well, in a moment, we must find out if you've been losing any. How have you been finding the diet?
I found it very good. It suits me and my way of living, and of course I want instant results. So therefore, fingers
as
crossed.
Margaret explained last week, we had to lose weight gently and slowly. Shall we see the moment of truth now? Let's see, Brenda. Has she lost any? You're still in shoes because we weighed you in shoes. Look! What's that? It's virtually 16 stones. That's
16.1.
16.1. You're being very generous about this. 16.1. It's just on the one. So you've actually lost 5 pounds in 1 week.
Yes, yes.
Fantastic. And you've been sticking to this diet that we're going to hear about.
Yes, I have.
Lovely. Well, Dr. Margaret Ashwell will go and meet. She gave us some advice last week on losing weight very slowly, and now she's going to explain the diet that Brenda and the other 5 lovely ladies are on, and of course you'll be joining us at home, so come and sit down. Margaret, 5 pounds in a week is very, very good. Can Brenda keep losing that?
It won't be £5 every week. No, the £5 in the first week is fine because you're losing water. After that, Brenda, if you lose, £1 to £2 a week, that would be smashing.
Wonderful. Now, what's the diet that you've actually devised for
Well,
us?
can we call it an eating plan? We've called it the GHI Eating Plan. That's Good Housekeeping Institute, and also, of course, Good, Healthy and Ideal.
So it's not really a diet, it's a healthy eating plan for life.
Right, that's the idea, yes. And
What have we got here?
right, we've got 3 categories of foods. These are the ones here which we've said eat as much as you like of. I noticed it looks a bit like Harvest Festival, which is fine, yes, fruit and veg, but we also do need lean meat, poultry and fish, seafood here.
So we've
for the
got
first
quite a
category.
variety
Yes.
of vegetables, which of
That's
course are
right.
very low in calories.
And also low-calorie alternatives of everything, like the sweeteners and drinks. So that's that category.
Lovely. And of course, if you've got a sweet tooth, you can then have some fruit, which is so much better for you.
Yes, right. Then the middle category we called eat in moderation, and that's got things in it which are starchy mainly, which have got a lot of fibre. So we've got bread, wholemeal if possible, potatoes, spaghetti, macaroni, pulses, yogurts, things like that there, rice.
And over there.
And
now,
over
Brenda,
there-
You shouldn't be looking at that.
Well, we've called this avoid as much as possible because, I mean, we're realistic enough to realise that some people really just can't live without a little bit of chocolate or whatever. So avoid as much as possible. Use low-calorie alternatives wherever you can. But, you know, don't think that you must never, ever have another chocolate or whatever again, because you must use it as a treat category. I think that's the way
Did
of
you
doing
have
it.
anything like that this week?
Oh no, not this week.
So you
Definitely
managed
not.
to avoid
Yes,
succumbing to any
yes.
temptation?
I think, as the saying goes, my head's in gear. That's what my husband always says. I ought to get my head in gear.
Lovely.
So it's right.
Margaret, this you're suggesting amounts to 1,200 calories a week, are you, for women?
Either 1,200 or 1,500, somewhere between that, yes. Yes,
And
men
for
could have
men?
slightly more because men's metabolic rates are slightly higher.
Right, so it's a selection of any of these foods and try and have something from all these three trays and nothing,
Well,
if possible,
mainly
from that
from
one.
here and as little as possible
That's
from there.
lovely.
Yes.
Well, join us for some exercises in a minute. Lovely. Jane. Sydney, I must tell you, Sydney, I used to watch when I was a little girl because Sydney was a dancer, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
With
Cool for cats.
Cool for Cats, a programme that used to be on very late at night, and I was allowed to stay up and watch. So I was delighted when Sydney said he'd like to join in the chair exercises. So are you ready at home? Brenda, have you been practising these exercises?
Not a lot, but
Let's have some music, because Sydney, in fact, has a very, very special stomach exercise, which is our slump one. He needs a jewel in his belly. You actually sit up and then just slump. And sit up and slump. Now reach right up with your arm and then down as you do it. Change arms. Stretch. Stretch right up. How are you doing, Sydney?
I'm doing it with the wrong arm.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What about you, Brenda?
yes, I'm trying.
Now try doing it with both arms. So you stretch right up and cave in. And up. And practice without the arms, just sitting straight up again. So it's supporting yourself.
Thinks she's got problems. What about Madeline? She's got to find a single.